In the farthest reaches of the galaxy lies a forbidden region known as the Blighted Arm, where no ship returns and no signal survives. For millennia, it has remained a deadly enigma, untouched and undisturbed, its dark silence a warning to all who dare approach. But when a young, adventurous species, eager to explore the unknown, breaks the taboo and sets out to uncover the secrets hidden within, they awaken something ancient and terrifying. The cost of their curiosity will be far greater than anyone could have predicted, as they are about to discover that some mysteries are best left buried, and some forces should never be disturbed. The arrival of the young species in the galaxy was a momentous event, as it had been many cycles since a new race had made the leap to faster-than-light travel. Their emergence into the galactic community sparked excitement and curiosity, marking a new chapter in the history of the galaxy. The established races, who had long been accustomed to their own ways of life, welcomed the newcomers with enthusiasm. They saw the arrival of this species as an opportunity for growth and collaboration, eager to integrate them into the broader galactic society and share in the collective advancements of civilization. This new species quickly gained the admiration of the older races, not only for their technological achievement, but also for their qualities as a people. They were industrious, constantly working to improve themselves and their surroundings, and they brought a refreshing new energy to the galaxy. Their friendliness and tolerance stood in stark contrast to the sometimes rigid and predictable nature of the older, more established civilizations. The newcomers' approach to life, focused on cooperation and open-mindedness, made them well-suited for integration into the diverse cultures of the galaxy. What truly set this species apart, however, was their deep-rooted curiosity and their drive to explore. From the earliest stages of their development, even before they had mastered FTL travel, they exhibited an intrinsic desire to venture into the unknown. This urge was not just a passing interest, but a central aspect of their identity, ingrained into their collective psyche. It was this innate curiosity that had driven them to seek out new frontiers, and the discovery of FTL travel had only intensified their desire to explore the vast reaches of the galaxy. This eagerness to discover the unknown would ultimately lead them to confront the mysteries of the Blighted Arm, despite the dangers and warnings that had kept other races at bay. The Blighted Arm of the galaxy was a forbidden and mysterious region, so feared that it became a cautionary tale for all who knew of it. This part of space was shrouded in danger, and for as long as anyone could remember, no ship that ventured into it ever returned. The vast emptiness of the arm was not simply a region devoid of life, but one that seemed to actively resist intrusion. Even the most advanced drones, sent on brief exploratory missions to gather data or scout the area, failed to return. This consistent loss of ships and drones only deepened the sense of danger surrounding the Blighted Arm, turning it into a region of ghostly silence that inspired terror in all who heard of it. There was no clear or scientific explanation for why the Blighted Arm was such a hostile place. Its desolation and the absence of life were unsettling. But more troubling was the fact that no one knew what lay at the heart of the region. Despite the vast array of advanced technologies available to the galaxy's civilizations, none had been able to penetrate the arm or uncover any details about what caused its emptiness. There was, however, a consensus that whatever resided within the arm did not want to be disturbed. This ominous presence created a sense of foreboding, making it clear that the arm was not merely empty, but guarded by something ancient and potentially dangerous. For thousands of cycles, this fear of the Blighted Arm kept every civilization at bay. It became a taboo, an area that no one dared explore. The galactic community had long since accepted that the arm was off limits, and life continued peacefully throughout the rest of the galaxy. The space between the stars was vast enough to provide plenty of room for all the different races to thrive and explore, leaving the Blighted Arm as a distant and forgotten frontier. No one felt the need to venture into the unknown and risk encountering whatever dangers lurked in that forsaken part of the galaxy. This status quo of peaceful avoidance continued for many cycles, until a young race recently advanced to faster-than-light, FTL, travel, entered the galactic scene. Their arrival marked a turning point in galactic history, for it had been many cycles since any new race had gained the technology to travel beyond their home system. This new species, unfamiliar with the traditions of avoiding the blighted arm, did not share the same deep-seated fears and taboos that the older races had. Their curiosity and desire to explore the galaxy led them to question the boundaries set by the established civilizations. Little did the galaxy know, their arrival would eventually challenge the long-standing avoidance of the blighted arm and set in motion a series of events that would unravel its mysteries. The arrival of the young species into the galaxy marked a pivotal moment in galactic history, as it had been many cycles since a new race had made the leap to faster-than-light (FTL) travel. This advancement in technology had long been considered a major milestone for any civilization, and its attainment by this new species stirred both excitement and intrigue across the established races. The galactic community, made up of older civilizations that had long ago established their own systems and ways of life, viewed this new race with a mixture of admiration and curiosity. The fact that this species had reached such an advanced technological stage so quickly suggested they were a people of great potential, and the established races were eager to include them in the ongoing affairs of the galaxy. The new species quickly made a strong impression on the galaxy's existing civilizations, not only for their technological capabilities, but also for their intrinsic qualities as a people. They were industrious, driven by a relentless desire to improve and grow, and their work ethic was immediately recognized by others. Beyond their practical abilities, they were also friendly and tolerant, willing to engage with others and approach the diverse cultures of the galaxy with an open mind. These qualities made them a welcome addition to the galactic community, especially after cycles of dealing with more established, often predictable, and sometimes rigid civilizations. The younger race's presence injected new energy into galactic affairs, offering a breath of fresh air and a break from the often monotonous and formulaic nature of the older races. What truly set this species apart, however, was their deep-rooted sense of curiosity and an almost intrinsic urge to explore. From the earliest stages of their development, even before they had unlocked the secret of FTL travel, their species was defined by an unrelenting drive to discover and understand the unknown. This exploratory nature wasn't simply an aspect of their technological advancements, but a core part of their identity as a species. It was a cultural trait that had been passed down through generations, and as they achieved FTL travel, it only amplified their natural tendencies. Their curiosity was not limited to the stars around them. It was a drive to seek out new frontiers, new ideas, and new possibilities. This urge to explore was something deeply embedded in their collective psyche, and it would soon lead them to challenge the boundaries that had been established by the older races, particularly the taboo surrounding the blighted arm of the galaxy. Motivated by their strong urge to explore and discover the unknown, the newcomers soon turned their attention to the mysterious blighted arm. Despite the long-standing warnings from other races, who viewed the region as a forbidden and dangerous place, the young species saw it as an opportunity to make groundbreaking discoveries. Their belief was simple yet bold. Any valuable knowledge, technology, or resources discovered within the blighted arm would belong to the first race to stake a claim. This ambitious mindset drove them to disregard the warnings and begin their study of the region, eager to uncover whatever secrets it held. Their curiosity led them to examine the limited information that existed about the blighted arm, but much of it was scarce and often steeped in myth and legend. The few records available were ancient, passed down through countless cycles and generations, their content fragmented and often obscured by time. The information was insufficient to paint a full picture of the arm's mystery, but it was enough to fuel the newcomer's imagination. Among the sparse records, one in particular stood out, a tale from an age-long past that described a monumental conflict between many different races and a singular, enigmatic race that had once ruled over vast swathes of the galaxy. This mythical race, as recounted in the ancient account, was said to have retreated into the blighted arm after the war, a war so destructive that it had reshaped the very fabric of the galaxy. The account told of a conflict in which this race had stood against the combined forces of many others. And in the aftermath of the war, the victorious races found only ruins and remnants of advanced technology left behind. The mysterious race, it seemed, had disappeared into the depths of the Blighted Arm, leaving no trace of their existence except for their ruins. This ancient record, though regarded more as myth than history, captured the attention of the newcomers. The idea that this long-lost race had hidden itself away in the very region that was now shrouded in silence and fear fascinated them. The thought that they might be able to uncover the remains of this mythical civilization and learn from their advanced technology was a tantalizing prospect, one that spurred the newcomers to push further toward the Blighted Arm despite the dangers. The ancient account, although millions of cycles old, was considered more myth than verified historical fact. Over time, the story had become distorted through countless translations and retellings, making it more legend than reality in the eyes of most races. The myth recounted a galaxy-spanning war of unimaginable scale, in which a single race stood against a multitude of others. This race, known only as the Precursors, was said to have been so powerful and advanced that they could wage a war against many, leaving entire civilizations in ruin. The war ended in catastrophic destruction, with the collapse of numerous societies and the loss of untold knowledge. However, the wreckage of these fallen civilizations, along with their technology, became the foundation upon which much of the galaxy's current advancements were built. The Precursors, according to the myth, were believed to have vanished from the galaxy, retreating into the Blighted Arm after the war. This mysterious disappearance only added to the allure of the region and reinforced its status as a forbidden zone. The thought that a powerful and technologically advanced race had once inhabited the area, and may still reside there, captured the imagination of many. For the newcomers, this myth held a deeper significance. They believed that the Precursors had not simply vanished, but that they remained hidden within the Blighted Arm, waiting to be discovered. This idea sparked a bold conclusion among the young race. If the Precursors still existed within the Arm, establishing contact with them could provide invaluable insight into the galaxy's distant past. The opportunity to communicate with such an advanced race was seen as a chance to unlock forgotten knowledge, technologies, and perhaps even the secrets of the galaxy's oldest conflicts. The young race, driven by their deep curiosity and thirst for discovery, viewed this as an unparalleled opportunity. They reasoned that by making contact with the Precursors, they could bridge the gap between ancient history and their present, gaining wisdom that could reshape the future of the galaxy. This belief, rooted in their desire to explore and uncover hidden truths, would propel them toward the Blighted Arm, despite the overwhelming risks and warnings from others. The first few expeditions into the Blighted Arm were disastrous, as each ended in complete failure. Ships that ventured into the region never returned, and communication was lost shortly after entering the Arm. The initial attempts confirmed the dangers of the area. Something within the Arm actively prevented any form of contact or successful exploration. The devastation of these expeditions was a harsh reminder of the risks involved in approaching the Forbidden Region. However, the young race, undeterred by the disasters that befell their initial missions, remained resolute in their pursuit of the unknown. Their curiosity and determination to uncover the secrets hidden within the Blighted Arm pushed them to continue their efforts despite the mounting losses. The newcomers, unwilling to abandon their quest, began rethinking their approach. They understood that the Blighted Arm was not a region that could be approached with force or direct confrontation. Instead, they opted for a strategy of pacification and diplomacy. They began sending fleets of drones into the region ahead of their main expeditions. These drones were equipped with messages declaring peaceful intentions, expressing offers of friendship and cooperation in every known language and mathematical variation. The idea behind this tactic was to demonstrate that the newcomers did not come as conquerors or invaders, but as peaceful explorers seeking to understand the mysteries of the Blighted Arm. For the first time in recorded history, something within the Blighted Arm allowed these messages to pass through. The drones, rather than being destroyed or lost, were able to transmit information back to the young race's fleet. This breakthrough was both shocking and awe-inspiring, as it signified that there was something or someone inside the blighted arm willing to engage in communication. The fact that the drones could pass through unmolested was a monumental moment, suggesting that the blighted arm was not entirely void of hostility, but rather a place where ancient and powerful forces might be receptive to contact, provided it was approached with the right intentions. This success marked a turning point in the exploration of the arm and provided the young race with a glimmer of hope that their efforts might one day yield answers to the mysteries they had so long sought. What was uncovered within the blighted arm was far worse than anyone had ever dared to imagine. The region, shrouded in mystery and fear for cycles, revealed a scene of devastation unlike any other in the galaxy. The most striking feature of the blighted arm was its overwhelming darkness. This darkness was not caused by typical cosmic phenomena such as nebulae or dense clusters of objects, but rather by the absence of light. Entire stars, the lifeblood of any galaxy, had been consumed, their energy siphoned away or destroyed. Where once vibrant constellations had filled the arm with light, now only black voids remained, a terrifying testament to the destructive power that had once ravaged the region. As the explorers delved deeper, the true extent of the destruction became apparent. Every planet and planetoid that had once orbited the consumed stars had either been shattered or violently flung from its orbit, leaving nothing but debris in its wake. The once thriving worlds had been reduced to barren rocks or entirely obliterated, their surfaces cracked and scarred by forces far beyond the capabilities of any natural disaster. The remnants of what had once been thriving celestial bodies now floated lifeless in space, scattered across the void in a chaotic, unnatural manner. The entire region was a wasteland, devoid of the familiar sights of stars, planets, or even the faint glimmer of distant life. Amidst the wreckage lay the husks of countless ships, remnants of the fleets that had once ventured into the arm. These ships, broken and twisted, were scattered across the void like the remains of a forgotten conflict. Some appeared to have been ripped apart by unimaginable forces, while others were half buried in the dust and debris of shattered planets. The sheer number of these shipwrecks suggested that the blighted arm had been the site of a colossal and long-running war, one so destructive that it had not only wiped out entire civilizations, but had also left behind scars that would last for millennia. The ships, now silent and abandoned, told a chilling story of a war fought with technology capable of obliterating not just fleets, but the very material of space itself. The discovery of such widespread destruction made it clear that the war fought in this region was unlike any conflict known to the galaxy. It was a war fought by beings with the power to destroy entire stars, to rip apart planets and stars alike, and to warp the fabric of space. The technology and weaponry required to cause such destruction were beyond anything the galaxy had seen before, and the creatures involved in this conflict must have possessed power that could devastate not just civilizations, but the very structure of the cosmos. The exploration of the blighted arm revealed a horror on a scale so vast that it left the young race in awe and terror, understanding that whatever had happened here was not just a war between races, but a cataclysm that had reshaped the very nature of the galaxy itself. The reaction from the galactic community to the discoveries in the blighted arm was immediate and overwhelming. Upon learning of the extent of the destruction and the overwhelming danger present in the region, all major leaders and civilizations within the galaxy agreed to halt any further expeditions into the arm. The shared consensus was clear. Whatever ancient and powerful force still resided within the blighted arm was too dangerous to provoke. The devastation that had been uncovered spoke to the existence of a force far beyond the capabilities of any current civilization. The terrifying darkness that pervaded the region, along with the decimation of entire star systems and fleets, underscored the immense power that had once been unleashed there, and the community was united in its decision to avoid any further contact. The leaders also agreed that any attempts to communicate with the intelligences believed to still reside in the arm would be far too risky. Given the immense scale of the war that had taken place and the seemingly indestructible nature of the forces involved, it was feared that whatever entities remained in the Blighted Arm could be far older and more powerful than any known species in the galaxy. The possibility of encountering beings with such ancient and formidable technology, who might view any communication attempt as a threat or intrusion, made the situation all the more perilous. For the safety of all galactic inhabitants, it was decided that any future missions to the Arm would be strictly prohibited. The entire region, once a place of mystery, was now considered a forbidden zone, one that was best left undisturbed. Despite these unanimous warnings and directives, one captain, driven by personal ambition or perhaps a reckless sense of adventure, decided to defy the collective decision. Ignoring the carefully crafted protocols and the grave warnings from the Galactic Council, this captain set his sights on a mineral-rich asteroid located within the Blighted Arm. The asteroid was believed to hold valuable resources that could prove essential for the continued prosperity of his people. Fueled by the prospect of wealth and the belief that he could stake a claim before anyone else, the captain made the fateful decision to enter the Blighted Arm and lay claim to the asteroid, disregarding the very real dangers posed by the region. This decision would prove to be disastrous, as it violated the fragile boundaries set by the galactic community and inevitably led to catastrophic consequences for those involved. The captain's decision to claim the mineral-rich asteroid in the Blighted Arm set off a catastrophic chain of events that would have far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. Despite the collective warnings from the galactic community, the captain proceeded with his mission, determined to stake his claim. As soon as his ship planted a flag on the surface of the asteroid, marking it as his, the immediate effects were both ominous and profound. Within moments of the flag being planted, all communication with ships that had been operating inside the Blighted Arm ceased. The sudden and complete loss of contact with all vessels in the region raised immediate alarms, as it signaled that something had shifted within the arm, something that responded violently to the captain's intrusion. Following the loss of communication, a series of unprecedented energy fluctuations were detected across the Blighted Arm. These fluctuations were so powerful that they were felt even outside of the arm itself, sending shockwaves through the galaxy. The energy readings were unlike anything the galaxy had ever encountered. Vast and erratic, far surpassing anything that current technology could understand or even withstand. The source of these fluctuations was clearly within the Blighted Arm, but their exact nature remained a mystery. It was evident, however, that the intrusion had stirred something dormant, something that had remained hidden for eons. The sheer scale of the energy spikes indicated that whatever force resided within the arm was incredibly powerful, and it had been awakened by the captain's bold actions. The consequences of the captain's violation were immediate and devastating. By planting a flag and attempting to lay claim to the asteroid, the captain had not only ignored the galactic ban on entering the arm, but he had also disturbed the region's sanctity. The Blighted Arm, long regarded as a place best left undisturbed, had responded with a display of force, signaling that its boundaries were not to be crossed. Whatever ancient intelligence or power remained within the arm, whether sentient or not, had made its displeasure known. The consequences were far beyond what anyone had anticipated, and the immediate aftermath left the galactic community on edge, realizing that the Forbidden Arm was not merely a place of mystery, but one of unimaginable danger, capable of unleashing destruction on a scale that could affect the entire galaxy. After the catastrophic chain of events triggered by the captain's actions, only one ship managed to make it back from the Blighted Arm, but the return of this vessel only deepened the mystery and terror surrounding the region. The crew of the ship had been irrevocably changed by their experiences within the arm. Upon returning, it was clear that they had been driven to madness by whatever they had encountered there. Their once coherent reports were fragmented, riddled with incoherent statements and deranged ramblings, making it evident that whatever had happened within the arm had been far beyond any human or alien understanding. The trauma the crew experienced was so severe that they were unable to provide any useful information, leaving behind only a shattered, broken crew and a sense of profound unease. The only tangible data recovered from the mission was a star chart, showing a set of coordinates that led deep into the blighted arm. This chart pointed to a far-flung star system, located far beyond the region that had been previously mapped and studied. The system was situated in a remote part of the arm, where no other known ships had ever ventured, and it raised numerous questions. What was the significance of this system? Why had the crew of the returning ship been drawn to it, if they had, in fact, managed to explore it at all before the madness set in? The coordinates were now regarded as both a tantalizing lead and a terrifying reminder of the risks involved in attempting to explore the blighted arm. The discovery of this star system deep within the arm suggested that there was still something of great importance hidden within the region, something that had been untouched for eons, but which might hold crucial knowledge or artifacts. In addition to the star chart, the only other significant piece of information recovered from the deranged crew was a single line of text. This line had been translated into nearly every known language in the galaxy, ensuring that its message would be understood regardless of the diverse races and cultures that made up the galactic community. The text itself was simple but chilling, and it only reinforced the sense of dread that surrounded the blighted arm. The line read, "So here there be dragons." Though cryptic, this phrase sent a ripple of fear through the galactic community. The use of dragons was both metaphorical and literal, suggesting that whatever lurked in the blighted arm was far more dangerous and deadly than anyone could have imagined. This line was not just a warning. It was a statement of the unknown horrors that awaited those who dared to venture too far into the forbidden region of space. It only served to deepen the sense of fear and mystery that enveloped the arm, leaving many to wonder if there were any survivors who had truly discovered the full extent of the dangers within.